month across the country, people search to learn more about the latest topics in pop culture news. In February, Google looked at the people, the moments, and the trends that sparked our curiosity. Google Trend search expert Justin Bird joins us now with more about this. So Justin, the Grammy Awards, that was big. So what did people search for around music's biggest night?
Music's biggest night, yeah, the Grammys were a lot of search interest, always drive a lot of search interest at Google. The top search red carpet looks, Taylor Swift coming in at #1, Boy Genius #2, and then Billy Joel #3, rounding out the top 3 list. Paris Hilton new album was a big search trend, as well as Tortured Poets Department, which is Taylor Swift's new album that she announced that night. Also, has Miley Cyrus ever won a Grammy? That was a top trending item. And no, she won her first Grammy this year.
Well, also a big month for sports with the Super Bowl. What was trending around the game?
Yeah, the Super Bowl always drives a lot of search interest. So this year, because the game went to overtime, there was a lot of search interest around how many quarters are in the Super Bowl. Is the game over? What are the NFL overtime rules? What does the end of regulation actually mean? Things like that. So people were trying to figure out, what do we do now that the game is tied? A lot of search interest, of course, for the players. Travis Kelce, no surprise, #1. He's probably also trending because of a previous person we just talked about, Taylor Swift. And then Patrick Mahomes coming in at #2. The top search celebrities, of course, Taylor Swift as associated with the game. And then also Blake Lively and Ice Spice, who were up there in the booth with her as well.
And February was Black History Month. What were some of the top searches around that topic?
Yeah, for Black History Month, we see a lot of search interest around specific people related to Black History Month. So Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and Harriet Tubman, the top 3 folks there. Also a lot of top searches around the first Black blank. So the first Black president, obviously Obama. Then we've got the first Black baseball player, the first Black astronaut. Also a lot of people were driving search interest around different business trends. So Black-owned restaurants near me, or Black-owned banks, or Black-owned clothing brands. So a lot of search interest around Black History Month.
And what did you find people were looking for with the Lunar New Year and the Year of the Dragon?
Yeah, happy Year of the Dragon, happy Lunar New Year. So a lot of search interest around red envelopes. So what do you do with red envelopes? Who do you give them to? What can you put in there besides money? Who gives the red envelopes? Things like that. Is it bad luck to reuse envelopes? Where a lot of search interest around those specific items, but then also just looking at different traditions, decorations, parades, again, red envelopes. So yeah, search interest around what to do and how to do it.
People were thinking about love in February with Valentine's Day. Sounds like there were a lot of searches around what gifts to give.
Yeah, there's always the Valentine's Day trends always crack me up. So the top trending associated Valentine's Day trend was printable Valentine's Day cards. So people were waiting to the last minute to figure out what they were going to give their significant other on Valentine's Day, and they decided to just print some cards. A lot of last minute gifts for her, last minute gifts for him, and Valentine's Day gift for a daughter from dad, which is a cute one, that's for sure. A lot of different things around activities. So what sort of activities can you do on a date? Or what kind of activities can you do as a single person? Going to the movies, going to a concert, and for dates, ceramics class, wine night, activities of sorts, some sort of relaxation gift, things like that. But then also looking at Valentine's Day Riz lines, that was trending as well. So people were turning to Google to figure out how they can maybe get some game heading into the big day.
Now, also a trend was the uptick in searches for being single. What did you find out there?
Yeah, there's a lot of search interest around how to be single, which is an interesting one. And there's also a lot of search interest around a specific new dating app, which is a credit score dating app, which matches you with a potential suitor based on your credit score. So it's less about what you look like and more about how financially responsible you are, which is a really interesting one. But yeah, there was a lot of search interest around top things to do alone. So yeah, movies, concerts, parks, spas, and museums. #2, concerts, an interesting thing to do by yourself. But yeah, that was driving search interest this month on Google.
Well, talk to us about the trend in retro technology gadgets.
Yeah, everything is cyclical, right? So now people are starting to play with these retro technology gadgets that were popular 20, 30 years ago. So point and shoot cameras, they have reached a 5-year high with search interest on Google. Same with Tamagotchis and virtual pets. So a lot of search interest around these old technology pieces that are now making a comeback. A lot of search interest around game consoles and record players and Game Boys. So things that were cool and then they weren't, and now they are cool again.
Did you find anything trending around Leap Day?
Yeah, there was a lot of search interest around the last Leap Day, which was in 2020, and how that differs from this Leap Day in 2024. There's also some fun food trends that we were looking at for Leap Day, which is everything has to have the number 4 in it. So like a 4-cheese pizza or a 4-ingredient cookie, something like that. So people are getting creative with how they celebrate the Leap Day this year.
And why were there so many searches for tea and coffee?
Yeah, there has been a lot of search interest around tea and coffee in the month of February. There's a specific trend around latte perfume that has increased in search interest by over 2,500% in the month of February. Also, bacon flavored coffee, coffee flavored cereal. So I'm not sure why there's been so much search interest for coffee, these weird coffee trends in February, but then it has been. Also, there's a lot of search interest around tea. It reached an all-time high in the United States in terms of search interest this past month. Also, tea martini was trending, and heart-shaped tea bags, which I guess can be associated with Valentine's Day.
Tea martini?
Well, I always have tea, hot tea behind it, but it's not a tea martini. I can vouch for that. It just has a little bit of local honey in it.
And really, seriously, any surprise that Taylor Swift was one of the biggest searches? No, of course not.
That's
She overtook the Super Bowl searches, of course.
Yeah, I think that was, yeah, obviously that one was. And there may be a few more people were searching information about some of the football players because maybe they'd never really watched the football game, the big one. But it is fun to hear what people are searching. But tea martini. And then didn't he say bacon-flavored coffee?
Yeah, I don't grasp that one.
That doesn't sound good at all to me.
You know, you like the smell of the coffee, but do you really want bacon? I love bacon.
And I like the smell of bacon, but I don't want to be drinking it. Yeah. Anyway, well, it is Bookmark Monday.